Marble floors gleam under empty atriums. 3,644 rooms sit unclaimed in the tallest building on the Strip. And the $3.7 billion Fontainebleau, Las Vegas, billed as the new crown jewel of the city, echoes with vacancy. In 2025, Las Vegas visitation has slipped, and while convention centers bustle next door, the casino's 173,000 square feet remain quiet, punctuated by headline layoffs and an ongoing money laundering investigation. How does a resort this massive become the symbol of a stalled dream? And what is really happening inside Vegas's $3.7 billion empty casino? The answers cut deeper than the lobby's silence, and the fallout is only beginning. Fontainebleau, Las Vegas, stands as a monument to scale on the Strip. 67 stories of blue glass and steel, it towers above its neighbors, claiming the title of Nevada's tallest occupiable building. The property opened its doors on December 13, 2023, unveiling 3,644 guest rooms, more than the total inventory of some entire downtown districts. The casino alone stretches across 173,000 square feet, a figure that grew from early project estimates of 150,000. That's nearly 3 football fields laid side by side, all under one roof. The Blow Live Theater adds another 90,000 square feet, with space for 3,800 guests at a time. Meeting and convention offerings take up over 500,000 square feet, promising a home for trade shows and business gatherings on a scale few resorts can match. Dining and nightlife push the limits too. 36 bars and restaurants were announced at launch, alongside a 6-acre pool deck crowned by the LIV nightclub and the sprawling LIV Beach Day Club. Every corner of the property is built to impress, from the marble-tiled lobbies to the endless rows of elevators serving thousands of potential guests. The sheer size means fixed costs run high, with every empty room or darkened restaurant adding to the pressure. Fontainebleau's ambition is visible in every detail, but filling a building this large is a challenge even in the best of times. Here, scale isn't just a number, it's the central fact shaping every decision and every risk that follows. Behind the marble and neon, Fontainebleau's real pulse is measured in bills that never stop coming due. Interest on the $2.2 billion construction loan ticks upward every day, no matter how many rooms are filled. Utilities for a building this size, 67 stories of air conditioning, thousands of lights, endless escalators, run into the millions each month. Security teams patrol around the clock, elevators glide whether guests are present or not, and every restaurant, even the closed ones, must be maintained and insured. Staffing costs reach deep, too. Launch marketing alone ran into the tens of millions, with splashy campaigns and opening events designed to fill every corner with buzz. But the reality is, every new employee, from the dealers to the chefs to the engineers, means another paycheck, another benefit, another line on the ledger. These are the 4 pillars that hold up the Fontainebleau's financial world: loan interest, utilities, relentless marketing, and a payroll that rivals small cities. Unlike chips on a table, these costs never leave with the last guest. They're the house's silent partners, always collecting. The scale that dazzled at opening now magnifies every expense, making even small missteps feel enormous. In a resort this vast, the overhead doesn't sleep. It lingers, waiting for every empty room, every quiet corridor to tip the balance further. The building's grandeur is matched only by the weight of its obligations, setting the stage for the pressures that follow. The north end of the Strip has always been a different world from the neon-packed heart of Las Vegas. Even with more than 500,000 square feet of meeting space and a direct connection to the convention center's West Hall, Fontainebleau faces a stubborn reality. Foot traffic here is thin, and it rarely surges outside of major event weeks. On a typical Tuesday, the walkways around the Blue Tower feel wide open. Taxi lines are short, and ride-share drivers circle for fares that never come. Industry analysts estimate that pedestrian flow on the North Strip sits at barely two-thirds of what you'd find closer to Bellagio or Caesars. That gap becomes painfully obvious when the convention calendar goes quiet. Weekday business dries up, and the casino floor echoes with the sound of slot machines spinning for no one in particular. Competition compounds the problem. Resorts World, Encore, and Wynn all crowd the luxury end of the market within a few blocks. Each property fights for the same pool of high-spending guests, but only Fontainebleau sits on an island, hoping that convention crowds will fill its rooms and restaurants. When trade shows are in session, occupancy jumps. But the moment the lanyards disappear, so does the energy. The North Strip's dependence on cyclical events means that even a perfectly designed mega-resort can feel empty more often than not. Here, location isn't just a line on a map, it's a daily test of survival measured in footsteps and filled seats. Fontainebleau's brand strategy banked on exclusivity, but the message didn't land the way its creators hoped. The opening slate promised 36 dining and nightlife venues, a sprawling pool deck, and the kind of velvet rope nightlife usually reserved for Miami Beach. Live and Live Beach, imported from the original Fontainebleau, were meant to set a new standard for strip luxury. Blow Live, the 3,800-seat theater, booked touring headliners to generate buzz. But for regular guests, the experience felt less like a playground and more like a gated estate. The trouble started early. Within weeks, a photo of a nacho plate from The Tavern, 6 chips, arranged with surgical precision, priced at over $20, spread across Reddit and Twitter. The reaction was swift and merciless. Comments poured in, calling the dish everything from a parody to a warning sign. The nachos became a symbol overnight, the moment Fontainebleau's vision of luxury collided with visitors' sense of value. Online reviews sharpened the critique. Guests described the lobbies as beautiful but cold, comparing the design to an airport terminal or a corporate mall. For all its scale, the resort seemed to lack a soul, a signature attraction that would make people want to linger. Instead, the property's high-gloss surfaces and sky-high prices left many feeling excluded. Even the big-name venues couldn't shake the sense that the Fontainebleau was built for someone else. On the Strip, perception is currency, and the viral nachos spent it fast. Fontainebleau's financial reality hit hard and fast. Daily losses climbed to $400,000, draining reserves at a pace that alarmed even seasoned Vegas operators. Within months, the executive ranks began to thin. The chief financial officer, chief operating officer, and technology head all departed, each exit leaving questions about who would steer the ship through mounting trouble. At the same time, President Maurice Wooden's licensing came under the microscope. Regulators uncovered irregularities in casino credit practices, prompting the Nevada Gaming Control Board to grant only a 2-year limited license while a full anti-money laundering investigation played out. The uncertainty didn't just spook investors, it rattled staff and partners, casting a long shadow over every decision. In a business built on confidence, the cracks were showing for all to see. The impact lands hardest on the people behind the tables. On May 29, 2025, Fontainebleau let go of about 60 table game dealers, workers who had trained for months, some even relocating for a shot at the new casino. Their uniforms went back on the rack, name tags turned in, as security walked them out. The layoffs rippled through the city, adding to a labor market already crowded by cutbacks at other resorts. At the same time, Strip hotel occupancy slipped to 82.9%, down from 85.3% the year before. That gap means thousands fewer guests, emptier restaurants, and longer stretches of silence on the gaming floor. For many, the Blue Tower became a symbol of promise fading too soon, a place built for crowds, now echoing with the quiet reality of jobs lost and dreams deferred. In April 25, Strip hotel occupancy at Fontainebleau stood at 82.9%, down from 85.3% the previous year, according to Las Vegas Visitors Authority data. Over 3,600 rooms, 36 dining venues, and a $3.7 billion investment have not secured the steady crowds promised at opening. Layoffs, like the 60 table game dealers let go in May 2025, show how operational pressures quickly reach local workers. The ongoing anti-money laundering investigation by the Nevada Gaming Control Board and the property's 2-year limited gaming license highlight regulatory uncertainty still unresolved. Despite acquiring an adjacent $112.5 million parcel for future expansion, Fontainebleau's core challenge remains. Its North Strip location and premium positioning have not overcome declining convention traffic or shaken the cold, expensive public perception amplified by viral moments. Whether Fontainebleau can find a lasting audience or if the North Strip's mega-resort model is fundamentally broken remains unanswered. For now, the Blue Tower stands as a case study in the risks and realities of modern Las Vegas ambition.